And we're live. Hello everybody, welcome to the Arcane Gate. I'm Denaru.
And I'm Charles Walker, Palmix 20. Welcome everybody. So, we're back with Season 2, and Season 2 started off with an interesting note of... Or, is tonight to premiere Season 2?
Today is episode 2 of Season 2.
Okay, that's what I was making sure. Was it now? Week threw me off a bit. My bad.
Yeah.
Alright. But... We are starting with Season 2, Episode 2. Now, as we left off, party got some new information. Some good, some bad. Mostly bad, as the twins realized the truth of their past. In one of their curse rampages, they were responsible for the death of their parents, and also found out they have a first cousin that they didn't know existed, who seemed to be related to the rest of their family that they've run into. After a lot of feelings were exchanged, a lot of mixed signals, just unsure how to handle it, the parties kind of let the twins be off by themselves and run separate rooms, just trying to work everything out. And yeah, all y'all wake up the next day. I'm assuming Amarok, Marcus, and Cyrus are the ones that probably wake up the first out of everybody.
Yeah, we're not in the depression nap stage here.
Yeah, and in fact, Cyrus is still chipper.
Like, just happy to be involved.
Yeah, just... You know, of course it's not unnatural for Cyrus, but it is a weird mood shift in the air. So the fact that he's not reacting to it is a little off-putting.
Cyrus is just happy to be here.
Yeah.
He's back of his mind thinking, still could be worse. Alright, but... Usually, all y'all get up around the same time now after many years of this. As all of y'all go into the living room, you notice that Sai's kind of still sitting up straight on the couch, just staring off into the distant ocean adjacent to your room. And he's been there pretty much. That's about the last place y'all saw him as well when you went to sleep.
Did you manage to get any sleep?
I think so at one point. I couldn't really stay, though. I got a lot to process.
Completely understandable. I get that we haven't met on the best of terms, but...
I still don't know your name.
My name is Marcus.
Marcus, I'm Sai.
Sai.
Would you like any coffee, Sai?
What's coffee?
Ooh.
Well,
Oh no.
I take out my kettle. I start kind of using precipitation to prepare a pot of coffee.
They got their magical equivalents of Keurig and you're still doing it yourself. I respect it.
When you find your own way, it's really hard to choose anything else.
Look, when you have the high grade stuff, you want to grind it yourself, you want to boil everything, you want to do it by hand. That's what you get the best taste from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it's in character for Marcus too. Okay, but he will watch you do it, just kind of confused by it all. Just what exactly is coffee? Just a drink?
It's a drink. It's good to give you energy and keep you going for a bit.
Do you give him a mug of it?
Yeah, I'll give him a mug once it's ready. I'll give a mug. I'll give Amarok and Cyrus and myself a mug.
He takes it and... Oh.
Best way to have it for the first time is with nothing in it. But then if you like to adjust it after that, I can add flavoring to it.
Alright. And he turns it up and takes a big gulp and goes... Oh, it's hot. That's hot.
I mean... Yeah, I mean, you did just see me brew it. I would have imagined you would have thought it was hot, but I should have put a warning on that.
I don't know.
Gonna take you to court now.
I mean, to be fair, his mind isn't exactly here right now.
True. It's best to sip it. Take it slow.
Okay. Sure. And he kind of holds up his holy symbol kind of flashes a bit as he touches his mouth and just like, ugh.
Give the poor man D4 for fire damage.
Yeah. And then he takes a sip and he's like, okay, I don't know if it was the burning or the drink, but it feels warmer now, but this is... People drink this?
Yeah,
It's an acquired taste.
It's well, to me, I love this stuff, but it's a stout drink that you generally have, and well, you can have it any time in the day, but generally in the morning. If you would like, I can add flavoring. Is there something that you enjoy drinking?
I mainly just drink water these days. Juice was nice when I used to have it. And all that's being said, also all y'all are getting more time spent to really focus on Sai. You notice he's a really dirty, disheveled individual. It looks like he's been roughing it out for a long time now.
Homeless for a while, yeah.
What was a drink you used to enjoy? Are you more of a sweet or savory connoisseur?
Sweet. I like sweet things.
Maybe just some sugar would be good, Marcus.
Oh, yeah, I haven't had sugar in a while. That'd be nice.
Marcus? I don't know if he knows that we can't hear him if he's talking.
He's angry at your suggestion to add anything to this call.
Yes.
How dare you?
Hey, can you hear me?
Take a bribe from nowhere at all.
Yeah, I can hear you.
We can hear you now.
Okay, I don't know, but yeah, I wave my hand over his cup and I cast precipitation, and I give it a little bit of sugar to it, not too much to overwhelm it.
He takes another drink and he's like, "This is nice. Okay, I'm liking it a little bit more."
And I mean, it won't do anything for your actual exhaustion, but it'll keep you going.
Oh. No, darn.
But so we kind of adopted you from where you were. Where exactly were you before you came here?
I'm glad one of y'all actually pointed that out. I was at this point just waiting to wake up from such a bizarre dream. But no such luck. I was in the rogue states. That's where I've been for the last, I don't know, it's been maybe 7 or 8 years.
That isn't too far from where we were, is it?
Heroic States? I think that was pretty far out where we were.
from where y'all were, it was on the other side of the Shade Grove Forest, but when y'all were in Emerald Expanse, it was the territory that was in the other side of the river.
Okay, yeah, so we like pass by it.
Yep, it is. That's come. You in particular, Marcus, remember it's where your centaur companion said they were going to.
Mm. So, you were out there for a couple of years? 7 years?
Yeah, the Ozamar government's been kind of looking for me for a bit now.
So, is it to do with your affliction?
Yeah, I'm guessing from those girls are my cousins, right?
From what we've been told.
When it happened, we were living in a town, and I don't think many other people made it out.
As in, you were targeted.
Yeah, all the knights have been looking for me, and I don't know who else. There's in particular, there's one group that's been looking for me for a while now, since they kind of let me go after that, but I got all the way to Rogue States just to avoid anyone else looking for me. Last I heard, there is a bounty on my head. On all my family's heads, really. Though, I never heard Luna and Maddie get brought up, so it seems they aren't aware of them.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. It seems like you had a rough run at it for some time now.
I haven't lost the light yet, so I guess what I'm doing is still just. I don't know. Yeah, I've been going from town to town as a traveling healer lately.
Well, due to the aid of the genie here, at least you are having to run from one less thing now.
If you're talking about my past, you're a little off the mark.
I mean, your curse. I mean, that part's been lifted. I mean, there is a lot in your past to deal, but you don't have to worry about the curse anymore.
Well, I didn't even know I had it, so... I know there'd be gaps in my memories, but sometimes I thought I was just... I don't know. I guess knowing the truth's better than not. But I don't know if I want it.
Yeah, but at least you know that you won't black out again. Or do anything else that you feel like you would regret.
And another thing, I get you're still coming out of this, but if you were ever looking to potentially deal with the individuals who caused this, the true wrong, we could aid you.
I'm going to have to think about it, because Well, I mean, if I can help my family, I'd like to do that, but um, I'm confused, Marcus. Let
If
me
you
just
do
think about
this, this will not only help your family, it could potentially help others.
But
If we cut this evil out of the world entirely, no one will ever have to worry about this again.
Yeah, I just don't know what that evil is, and or who you two are, and either.
Oh, my apologies. I'm Cyrus.
Introductions are
Get
finally being made.
Get into the down to the nitty gritty. Doesn't even know who you are.
Yep.
I take it you're my cousin's travel companions?
we are.
Or they hire you? What's in it for you guys?
Well, initially, we were all brought together by random circumstances. But we've been traveling together long enough. We generally care about them. So to see the mess, what's happened to them is messing with. It's understandable, but we want to see this through to the end to truly help them. Also, helping them with this helps with a lot more as well.
I see. Maybe all this is divine intervention then, but it's hard to believe, I guess.
Look, we're not expecting an answer immediately. This is a life-changing decision. Okay? Think about it. Okay? That's all we're asking.
And even if you decide not, perfectly fine. We get it. This is a lot. You've gone through a lot. And literally the day after meeting us, a lot has. So we get it.
I see, but you just let me think about all this. I still haven't fully decided if this is a fever dream or not.
Trust me, it'd been a lot easier if it was. But unfortunately, it's not.
That's
The hard truth, yeah.
Thank you all, though, for looking after my family where I failed. I genuinely had no idea my mother had a sister until this day.
Apparently, the twins were surprised about you as well.
Well, now that I think about it, when I was really young, there were some people that lived next door to us that had babies. They might have been them, actually. My mind's still jumbled, but I was surprised to find out there was anything left of my family, much less my mother, brother, and grandfather attacked you guys. I'm sorry about that.
We're used to it by now.
Also, you have nothing to be sorry for. Your fault.
That's concerning to hear, but I still appreciate the sentiment.
Well,
At that point, Rawl comes out of his room looking generally his normal, just heavy bags under his eyes looks. He goes up to you, Marcus, and pours himself a pot of coffee.
Just takes the pot out of your hand and pours it and then hands it back.
Doesn't even pours it in a cup, pours it directly into his mouth.
Yeah. And he's like, alright, I was up all night consolidating my sister, convincing her that her new sisters are okay. So...
I forgot about that.
Yeah, first child.
Hey.
He did it! He did it!
Hey, we're children too. We're children too,
You should do
okay?
like the rest of us and bottle that stuff up.
Cyrus just kind of
They
like,
did. It just exploded.
You shut your face. You shut your face, you giant.
Cyrus just kind of looks at like Marcus and Imrock and be like, well, I guess we should make sure they are okay so we don't make Rollo a liar.
yeah, we
Thank you.
can. We
Forgot that Luna destroyed all the mirrors in her room. In that room.
Yeah, none of us know that yet.
Nope, not yet. You're gonna find out though.
Gonna be a whole don't go in the West Wing thing.
Well, I
You
could
should.
really be a beast at the moment.
I'm glad. I am touched that y'all got that reference.
Dude, yeah, of course. I'm a girl from the 90s. Of course I get that reference.
well, shall we knock on their door and see if they're even awake?
Whose door are you going to first? Which disaster
Yeah.
are you trying to conquer first?
Which door? They did kind of split up.
Whichever is closest. We'll knock here, and if they're awake, if not, we'll wait for a bit.
Maddie would be the closest because she's still in the same, like, little area as you guys.
Well then, let's
Yeah.
check on Maddie then.
Yeah, at that point, Sai gets up. It's like, I think I'll go check on the other one then. No.
Well, I
Bring-
think I might join you, actually. I mean, think of it. Wouldn't it be kind of weird if all of us go to only one of the sisters? It's sort of like a... I don't know.
that
Favoritism.
was,
Yeah.
that was,
I'm not there to give that advice. I'm just saying.
yeah.
That's
No.
right. I'll treat that as like my inner like thinking, trying to come up with the word.
I'm
Or
torn
animal.
between going to either one of them because they wanted to be left alone.
Your little shoulder Luna on your shoulder yelling things at you at all times of the day.
Yeah.
Ornick,
You idiot, not that.
Ornick, do accompany. Then I'll send Ornick with Cyrus.
Ah, Ornick. Looks like we're going on an adventure.
Yeah, Sai kind of jumps back nervously, then just like starts eyeballing Ornick very curiously.
Cyrus is just like petting Ornick on his shoulder.
Arcane.
As you're petting Ornick, though, Ornick kind of looks at you and kind of just says, Cyrus! Cyrus!
Aw. Ornick knows my name.
I've been doing some work. You three will go check on Maddie. Well, Maddie's in this place, so we'll check on Maddie, you'll check on Luna.
It's like, and we'll re-huddle to figure out which hot mess to deal with.
Who's going to
Or
who?
how
then?
to deal with the two hot messes.
Right. Divide and conquer.
Break. So, Sai and Cyrus leave the room. That's funny to say. And wait, Cyrus, Ornix, and Sai spell out SOS.
No, no!
Save our souls.
You inadvertently sent them to the worst twin. Kidding.
Oh,
Wait,
that's right,
which one?
They're going to see you.
Oh!
And they
Wait,
spell
I'm the
out SOS.
Wait, I'm the worst twin?
No. I
Do we
was
want to
kidding.
think
I
about
was
this
worse.
more? Who we're sending where?
Nah, what's the worst that could happen?
So Osiris by himself with the emotionally damaged Ozamar. That's fine.
Yeah, the decision's been
Yeah,
made.
our options. The best option here is Marcus. Okay, I have stabbed her. Cyrus is. Don't take this offense, but kind of creepy. Oh,
Cyrus takes no offense to this.
do we want to replan this?
I feel
I
as
was just
though
joking.
I feel as though this is perfect, and
Yeah. Let's roll. Pretend I didn't say SOS.
yeah, it's sort of like the chicken fox and the seed dilemma.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, like, Marcus and Amarok are just gonna hear a random bang, and it's gonna be Luna throwing a guiding bolt at Cyrus.
A little tension. I mean, I just stabbed her and about killed her. Y'all have like, ooh, like mystery.
And yet
No.
you're suggesting the person that you've all marked as the middle child of this family go fix it all.
He's like, I can't help it. I'm the oldest one, but I almost killed her.
Wait,
So-
I thought Cyrus was the oldest one.
Cyrus doesn't act like the oldest one, though.
In years, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant in years, but okay, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Cyrus doesn't
Yeah.
act like the oldest one. No, we said he was like the fun uncle.
Fun uncle, that, more like the enabler uncle.
Yeah, the bad
Uncle,
influence uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for clarity's sake, I told the twins this already, but Sai is 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he's a few years older than us.
And he's younger than me.
Wait,
He was
If he-
married.
no he wasn't.
He was, wasn't he? Said he killed his wife and kid, didn't he?
No, he said he
What?
killed his he said he killed his mom. Well, no, not his mom.
No, he said it killed his father. And
His
mom
father.
helped him.
And his
Okay,
mom helped.
okay.
Because his mom is,
I'll
Isa.
say
but
it's confusing.
I don't, yeah, well, guess what? Luna don't care at the moment.
Okay, well, currently right now the situation is Marcus, Amarok, and Rawl are all sitting in the living room just staring at Maddie's door. There's a single pot of coffee and only 2 sugar cubes left.
Wait, so
I-
who's going to Luna again? It's Cyrus and...
Sai and
Sai?
Ornick.
Okay, yeah, that will be interesting. Alright.
Yep.
Proceed.
We need code words. Tag out. Oh my goodness.
Okay. And Rawl's like, if you are curious also who's left in this room, Balthus already left. He went back to material plane, and so and currently right now our other guard got injured for defending, so he's taking it easy right now, sleeping it off.
Okay.
And also, being honest, Kiara didn't sleep at all last night, so hopefully she's getting some sleep right now.
I miss the days when things were simple.
Yeah, I know, right?
When were things simple?
Back before I met any of you.
Fair.
Yeah, I know, right? She didn't have emotional crises or sneak out. It was great.
Just sheepishly look at the floor.
Well,
Whatever, she had to grow up eventually.
better she deal with it now than have to deal with it later for the first time.
Yeah, at this rate, I was going to have her dealing with the homeschooler problem, so I guess it's good that she's learning it now.
Well then, shall we do this? And then
Very smart, just not very social.
she'll learn the more she deals with people.
Yep. Should I be the one to rip off the Band-Aid?
I'll do it.
You are
But if you wish, I can do it.
I did bring this one peace offering, which was this one item that I procured from the market. I believe they call it a honey roll.
Ooh,
Yeah.
sweet roll.
Well, that'll be a start. Well then, shall we? And Marcus reaches out slowly and lightly knocks on the door.
It's not gonna bite you. The thing inside might.
Rawl is holding this, the honey roll with mage hand 30 foot away from him.
You said you knocked?
Yep, Marcus knocks on your door.
You don't hear an answer.
Maddie, are you awake?
You still don't hear an answer.
I'm just gonna open the door.
Wouldn't it be locked?
You realize how big I am?
Are you? So you're breaking the door? Okay.
Oh, if this was a different situation, I would so.
You know what's funny though? I don't think Maddie would have remembered to lock the door. So I'm just imagining he's like
Yeah.
put all of his weight into this door and just go flying in.
Hi. So it's prepared for okay, I'm gonna push hard, I'm just gonna get in, and this is sudden just it gives too easy. I'm just sort of awkward standing there in the doorway. So
The room is like pitch dark. Like the blind, if there was windows, the blinds are covering the windows, and she is not in her bed.
okay. Okay, open the door as wise it'll go to let what light I can in. And can I smell... This sounds so weird describing this. Can I smell where she might be in the room? Assuming she's stressed, she's going to be sweating.
Yeah. Well, so you know what?
You're right, that is weird.
Yeah, I'm well aware of how odd it is to describe smelling a child in their room.
Did
Yeah, I started this conversation, I'll go with it.
Maddie, are you in your room?
She is in her room. That she is. But she, if he does find her, she's actually in the furthest corner, bundled into a ball, with her head down.
Okay,
And
so you
there's
do
like,
see her.
Well, I doubt I've seen
unlike
this week.
Luna's, his room is probably destroyed. There's only like a few things. Like she chunked a few things around, but that was pretty much it.
Marcus will.
Hello?
Dip out of the conversation.
Marcus will nope.
Hey, wait.
Turns on
you
his
guys?
heel and leaves.
Can you hear me?
We can do it now.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it cut out because I was having internet problems. But Marcus will walk across the room, and he won't put the light on her, but he will partially open the curtain to where the light is more into the room, but not on her. Maddie.
At the sound of her name, she just raises her head off her knees and looks up at you. But she doesn't look like she's really looking at you. She's more like looking through you. And she looks like she has not slept. She has bags underneath her eyes and her eyes are swollen.
Yesterday was a lot. That was no easy way around it. But when you're ready to talk about it, we're here. And I'll like gesture towards Rawl to kind of like bring the roll into the room.
He eases that into the room with a cup of coffee and sets it right next to you, Maddie.
Maddie just turns her head away and puts it back on her knee.
Rawl just whispers to Marcus, we in code black right now.
At least it's not code blue.
Oh yeah, code blue's death, right?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Okay. Alright, so shifting over to the hallway where Team SOS is making their way to Luna's room.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Can now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, I was saying, Luna had hurt herself yesterday, so Marcus was trying to see if Maddie was hurt anyway.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, it's well, your voice comes through. It's perfectly clear. It seems like your connection's a little off.
Yeah, it seems like my internet's funky right now, but all right.
Trend for all of us.
Yeah, make a medicine check.
Mm. $13.
I'd say, Maddie, you didn't really injure yourself or do anything that would, right? Like punching mirrors and stuff.
No, it's more like, she did punch one mirror, but it's more like there is a spot on her hand that she sat there and picked at the whole night, so it's become raw. Like, as a nervous twitch, she just keeps scratching this one spot on her hand over and over again.
Marcus is just gonna sit there with her for right now. He won't say anything, but he'll just sit there and keep an eye on her. He doesn't really know what to say.
Do you respond at all, Maddie, or you just stay there?
She stays there with her head on her knees again.
And yeah, Marcus will just sit across from her, but he won't say anything. He'll just keep an eye on her.
Alright. Well, if that's the case, moving over to Team SOS.
I do have a question before, we get to the room. Was there any way? Well, is there any way we could have gotten churros on the way?
Yeah, you could have made a run by the market.
Yeah, I'd say Cyrus would have went around by the market and grabbed some churros.
Okay.
At least have something.
Dropping a gold at the market, you were able to get some.
Okay.
Some form of offering.
Yeah.
Come go get
As you're making your way back, Sai's like, I don't see why these things were really important to this.
Trust me. It might not fully work, but it's better than bringing nothing.
Okay. And he, at this point, he stands at the door and he's like, should I or you?
I might as well. Because we do kind of want to introduce you to in a slower manner.
I guess knocking on the door and telling her I'm a long-lost cousin isn't the best way to do it.
There are better ways. Yeah, Cyrus is gonna knock on the door, be like, Luna, how about churros?
Isn't Graham still in there?
Yeah, so actually, Graham opens the door, and it's just like, oh, Cyrus, yes?
Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch your name before.
Oh, yes. Did I actually give her a name?
You
Nope.
you did, but it was like a lot was happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Like 1,000 sheets of information happening. So.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
And as Cyrus's player, I am awful with names.
Yeah.
I'm great with faces,
Same.
but awful with names.
Same.
As the DM, I am awful with names as well.
Even if I know your name, I'm convinced I'm saying it wrong, so I just avoid names altogether.
Yes.
Okay, it was
Coming
Miriam.
from someone with an odd name that's constantly called something wrong, so it's, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Feels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Miriam. That was my bad. I blanked on the name for a second.
Miriam? Okay.
Yeah, Miriam Riptide.
Oh, okay, yeah. That sounds familiar. I guess would I know that beforehand, or do we continue with how it was introduced?
Yeah, she says, oh, yes, I'm Miriam. I told you yesterday, but it's fair if you forgot. It was pretty distracting, all that.
Yeah, my apologies. As you said, a lot kind of went down, and, you know, we were also kind of questioning who is friend or foe at the moment, and, yeah, now that I know that you are very important to the twins, sorry if it was rude of me to forget your name.
You seem like a rude person as it is, so I'll forgive it. But you should work on it.
I feel like I have higher priorities at the moment, but I'll think about it.
Kids. Anyways, you're Sai, right? He's like, yes, Sai Gabri. Okay. Well, Luna's... Well, how was Maddie? Did you see?
The others were going to check on her. Haven't heard anything yet.
Has not been too good, to say the least. But what she's going through, it's warranted. Both of them just seem to need time.
I understand. I guess I want them to know that they don't have to do this alone.
I'm trying to let them know that. Yeah, come on in if you want to go talk to her.
Thank you. As, like, Cyrus walks in with sort of like the bouquet of churros.
I was about to say, that makes... instantly hits your senses, Luna, wherever you are currently hiding. You smell churros in the vicinity. Whether you care or not, it's a different matter.
Oh, I'm not hiding. I'm literally like, if there's like a windowsill or anything, she's just sitting on that. Because she broke the window or whatever.
And there's the big open areas facing the ocean, so I imagine you're sitting in that.
Yeah. She just kind of needs to be in a spot where she doesn't feel pinned in.
I like the renovations.
Oh yeah, everything's destroyed on the ground, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. Graham just side eyes you very hard, was like,
Sorry, she's like, what?
she side eyes you very hard and just sighs.
Oh. I just sort of like look at her and be like, I was actually serious. I mean, she really opened up the place.
Sure.
So, Luna, I know it's not much, but I brought you some churros.
Where are you in relation to where she is?
Kind of in the middle of the room, I guess.
You're also keeping a distance, like, I'm gonna stay here.
Exactly a healthy distance away.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'm not going to straight up approach you with a handful of churros. It's more of a give and take. I'm going to wait for you to move a little bit first.
She just kind of turns and just enough to like see you, and she's just like, "You can put him down there," and just sort of like gestures in that general direction where you are.
Cyrus just looks down and is like, okay, and just kind of like sets them gently, so like the churros aren't like touching the ground, like the paper and stuff like that is there, and just kind of like pats it, and then just like. While Cyrus does this, he prejudicitations. I can never say that word. Like sort of like a gust of wind to blow the scent towards Luna.
Think of the goddamn high scent trail at her.
It's like you're trying to entice like a dog or a cat or something. Like, come here. She literally doesn't move. She's still just staring at you. She just raises an eyebrow at you, like, seriously. She still doesn't say anything, though.
You dare tempt me?
And then, like, she just, like, stares, like, and she stares at you like that, to the point, and of course you're not gonna be, nervous, because you're Cyrus. She does actually stand up and walk over to you. Are my hands healed? I don't know.
Your Graham healed them, yes, but they're still bandaged up.
Okay. I just like kind of walk over, grab one, just say a very quick thanks, and without actually looking at you fully.
Mm-hmm.
And then sits back down where she was.
Okay.
I also want to say, I don't know what happened, and I'm sorry, but I feel as though you don't need to deal with this alone. I know you need time, and it will take time. Just know that you don't have to heal alone. As Cyrus almost kind of looks nervous by trying to sound genuine and nice.
Can I okay, Cyrus is really good at hiding his emotions. Can I pick up on his nervousness?
Go ahead and roll an insight.
Darn, I thought my perception would be good enough.
You're reading people.
You're Cyrus starts sweating, you'll see it, but up until that point, you gotta read the emotions.
You said insight?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's 17.
Wow.
Unless you want to make an effort to hide it, Cyrus.
I'll try.
Okay.
We'll see.
Regardless, you look past him and see Sai is incredibly nervous.
29.
Oh, he has the poker face.
Dang it!
Stoic as ever.
I have a plus 12 in deception.
That's fair. I only have a plus 7 in insight, so that's not surprising.
Only a +7. Wow. Can't believe we're having to say that.
Only Cyrus can defeat my insight.
Yeah, and at that point, Sai kind of steps forward and is like, Luna, I know I don't really understand fully, but I guess I'm the only one that kind of most understands. I'm glad to know I have family still out there, even I just hate you had to go through the same thing I did.
Luna listens to them for a second. And after Sai talks, she just kind of sits there for a few seconds longer, seriously not saying anything, just kind of like slowly eating her churro. Like, not even really paying attention that she's eating it, just kind of, it's there. And then she actually decides... Okay, quick question, DM. Graham's nephew? Was her nephew or her grandchild? Grandchild. He's not there, right? It's just like Graham and then now Sai and Cyrus?
He is currently not there now.
Okay. How many churros did you get?
I'd say I bought like...
You bought a dozen.
Yeah.
I mean, you spend a gold on this. You better.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say I probably spent like 2 gold or 3 gold worth. Just kind of going a little bit extra.
Making it right.
You got a good 2 dozen churros.
Okay.
I just kind of like slowly stand up, put my churro down where I was sitting. Then I get up, I grab the churros, put them, and like I'm doing all this in silence. I get up, I grab the churros that you laid on the ground, put them over to where I was sitting. Then I grab Graham. I take her over there to the side of the window, set her down next to the pile of churros. Then I grab Cyrus. Set him down on the other side of Graham, and then I grab Sai, and then I set him down beside me, and then I sit back down, and I just hand each of them a churro. And just still in silence, I just start eating my churro again.
The most intense tea thing I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, I sit all of these people next to this window, and then I push them out of it.
No, I'm not falling. I'm just...
As you actually are trying to hand Cyrus the churro, Ornick tries to eat it.
Cyrus will kind of like look at Ornick and just kind of like take a piece off and like feed Ornick.
And in Marcus's voice, he says yes. And then he looks at Luna and says, "Luna."
I just sort of look at Ornick and I'm like, could that thing always talk?
Ornick's been learning a few tricks.
And again, I just say nothing. I'm just kind of like, and then just turn back to look at the water.
Cyrus kind of like looking at the other side of the churro that he didn't piece off. He sort of slightly drops his smile, but only enough to where only Luna would realize it. and just be like, really, Luna, I just don't want you to lose yourself. Take it from me. Don't lose yourself. Whatever happened, I'm sure we can work through it.
I actually do take what Cyrus says to heart, the fact that he actually dropped a smile, even in my, like, kind of 1,000-yard stare state. Like, I can still recognize that.
Mm-hmm.
And when he says that, I just sort of, like, reach around and, like, pat him on the head. As in, an awkward acknowledgement of what he said. And then just go back to eating my churro.
You showed emotions. I'm proud of you.
And Cyrus is just going to continue slowly eating his half of the churro.
And both of you can kind of see out of your corner of your eye, Sai staring at it weird, but he takes a bite of it. He just looks surprised, and he just kind of mumbles under his breath, "By the light." And he eats it a little faster.
This poor man's been in the wilderness for years.
Most he's had is juice other than water.
All right, and I'd say that'd be a good breaking point for her now.
All right. And we're back.
Hello, everybody. We are back. Woo!
Back to somber music.
Yeah. Yeah, we're back in the mood. So, today kind of goes on. Not a lot's really going on, but eventually, a knock at the door comes. On the both rooms, a servant comes by and says, "Hi, everyone. The portals back to your home plane are ready."
Is everyone ready to go then?
Might as well.
Cyrus just sort of like looks at the servant from like Luna's room and just kind of like lifts up a churro and like starts eating it.
Wait, you do this where?
So like while we're sitting on the windowsill in your room.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Just sort of like lift up the churro and like eat it.
You remind me of Ramsay Bolton. That's who it is.
Who?
The Game of Thrones guy.
I don't know enough about Game of Thrones to know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I call Ornick back to me. And
Okay.
Ornick just leaves Cyrus's shoulder. Just
Okay then.
Got what he wanted.
Alright.
Got the food.
yeah, got a churro.
I mean, he's half cat, so yeah. So
I guess as like Ornick's about to leave, I would like hand Ornick the rest of the churro to like carry it in its mouth.
Oh boy. So, all of you kind of gather up in the hallway as the crowd slowly gathering back together. And at that point, Graham tries to get both of the twins together. It's like, well, I guess you're going to go back with your friends, right?
Oh wait, she actually got us both in the same room?
There's a lot of dragging and just everything involved, but yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
As y'all didn't really specify when I was saying everyone was getting out and getting ready to leave, so I assumed so.
y'all are getting carried.
No, if someone says that it's time to leave, Maddie just gives up wordlessly and just follows people out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Luna did the same.
That's kind of what I was thinking when both y'all get in the hallway. I'll run into her there. And
Maddie
then
stays on the opposite end of the room.
Alright.
Yeah, Luna avoids looking at Maddie. She's just like, yeah, I suppose so. What are you gonna do, Graham?
Well, I guess I'll go home then. I got some things I want to look into. So
Yeah, Maddie does ask one thing.
Yeah.
She still doesn't look over, and she's mainly talking to her feet. But she pretty much asks, "Is there anything else we should know?" Because I'd rather find out now.
Not that I can think of. When your father came to me, I did ask him if he had any other family that he could go to, but he just simply said not anymore, and he wouldn't go further on the topics. I never really pushed him about it, so I'm not sure what degree he might have known what was going on, but he seemed to have an inkling that something was wrong with the whole family. Or he just didn't know about it.
Wait, did I go through?
What'd you say?
Oh, I just said that Luna says that makes her wonder about his side of the family. If there's anyone left on his side.
Well, he mentioned to me that he was an orphan from a pirate raid a long time ago. So, I guess the only family he really had was your mother. And you two.
Only we have is the psychos that are like us.
Cyrus sneezes.
And at that point, she's like, well... And she takes off her ring and hands it to you, and, she's like, please come visit me whenever you can, and if you're ever in trouble in the Ozmar territories or in the Sea Elf territories, that ring carries a lot of weight to it. It's my family signet ring.
I'm like, keep this, and I take the ring, and I say, well, I'll definitely keep this on me then, because judging by what little bit Sai has said, or what he's told me, we're probably gonna run into trouble if we go into Asmar territory.
Well, as far as I know, nobody's ever really known about you, but,
Yeah, but they know about him.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure what's up with that, but, yeah. And also, in particular, the ring, you see, it's a silver ring with a sapphire embedded in it, and also it seems to have a kind of a divot carved into it. Oh, some various lines. It kind of looks like it's supposed to resemble an ocean current.
Ring's pretty cool.
Oh, thank you. It's our family crest. In particular, the Riptide family. But, yes, just... And she hugs Luna real tightly. Then, when she's done, she goes over and hugs Maddie.
I kind of awkwardly return the hug at this point.
Yeah.
Maddie will return the hug.
Okay. As she lets go, she's like, just, y'all two be safe. As she starts to walk away, but she hesitates a bit, and eventually does make her way, starts to walk away.
I just watch her as she leaves, and when I saw that, I kind of, like, when she hesitates, I almost, like, started reaching out for her, but then I just kind of stop and turn away.
Alright. As y'all make your way out and get to the portals that you once entered, there's not as many people there as there was. There's a few people leaving, though. In particular, there's a lot of servants wishing you well, telling you goodbye. Mary and Ludwig are there as well. As Mary floats up to all of you and she's like, "Whoa, that was quite a mess the last few days, but you are all welcome to come back at any time. We'll just have to have a big celebration celebrating y'all's victory. But no one seems in the mood for it right now, so y'all feel free to go home and take care of whatever business y'all have there."
If we needed to speak with you again, how would that work? We got here because of the invitation you gave.
Oh, y'all have a Messengers Guild in your plane, right?
We do.
Every now, at least once a month, I'll have some letters sent to me, or various intervals. I'll have letters sent to me across the plane. I'll send a servant over to go collect them. So you can contact me through there, and I can do the same to you.
Duly noted. Didn't realize that the guild also ran across planes.
Oh, they currently don't. I have a representative go collect my mail.
Well then, till we meet again, hopefully on better terms.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, of course. I am much looking forward to seeing how well you grow in your exploits.
You have a lovely home.
Oh, yeah. What hasn't been destroyed yet?
Are we almost ready to go?
Sure. Let's ship back home.
Yeah.
As
And
Luna, you'd probably...
size coming with... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, is like Luna would probably notice that Cyrus's normal smile is back.
Yeah, I just kind of, like, look at you and just clap my head and, like, just kind of stare at you for a second and then just go on.
Yeah. Sai is also going with you because he really has no other direction at the moment. And as the twins are leaving, y'all look back and y'all can see Graham behind you. She's watching y'all leave, and she just gives you a final wave as y'all go.
I kind of wave back to her and then I just kind of, like, turn and look at Sai. Still not looking at Maddie.
Maddie Jordan nods her head at her. And turns and just walks ahead.
Okay.
Straight past both of them.
Okay. But yeah, you look to Sai and you say anything to him, or?
Oh no, I just sort of nudge him in the direction, like, it's still not saying, like, don't say anything, just kind of, like, nudge him with us, like, you're awkward, my own awkward way of saying you're with us now.
He just kind of nods to you and just walks ahead.
And for Luna.
Hmm.
He just goes through the portal.
Yeah. And as all of you go through, with some solid, with quick pull in your stomach, but then, or reeling, feeling, you find yourselves on a teleportation circle in a more familiar looking building. As you all look around, and realize you're back in Alchemist Guild. Turns out one of the rooms in the building has a teleportation circle in it.
Well, that's
I will-
handy.
I'll never get used to that.
It's what you'd call a acquired taste.
Yeah. Rawls just shrugs like, hey, you'll get there. And he's like, well, according to Baltus, you just gotta meet their representative and he'll take you to the meeting place. And if you don't mind, I'd like to borrow your little tag along here for a bit.
He's talking about Sai.
He's kind of nodding regarding to him, yes.
Wait,
He doesn't need to be involved in this anyways. Not yet.
Yeah. That, and also, if he has been roughing it out for so long, I'd like to take him to a doctor.
wearing
then
rags and stuff, right?
You see he's wearing clothes that look like they were just a normal young adult clothes, but they have been tattered and torn over time, and they're very dirty. Honestly, he smells a bit as well.
Like, Luna's not saying this. This is me saying this, but just kind of like, oh, sweetie, you need a shower.
Yeah. Though, not as bad, because Marcus did clean him up a bit with prestidigitation.
Yeah.
So we're fully in the material plane, right?
Yeah, you are back on solid ground there.
Okay. I would like to try to focus in on a brand of, castigation there. See if I can sense it at all. Ooh, yeah, I remember that.
You did. You really did. You actually don't sense it.
Okay.
I know that we have to go and meet this person, but would you all sit with me for a moment?
Here?
Okay.
Just crisscross applesauce on the floor. Or...
Either way.
Okay. Hey. Rawl's like, I'll leave you to it. As he looks to Sai, he's like, oh, come on, let's go. And Sai looks to everyone a bit nervous, but then he kind of goes along with it and just follows behind. He's like, yeah, sure.
Well, I didn't want to do it while we...
Just a one final thing. Also, Kiara was left in the room, and she just looks to everyone sadly. He's like, I'll be in my room if anyone needs me. And she kind of hurries out of the room.
Cyrus just sort of like waves at her.
Maddie hurt the child.
You both hurt the child.
That's the DM butter there. Maddie would want to entertain guests after finding out she killed her family.
I would like to say I made her when I first made this campaign, so you put your characters there, ma'am.
Oh, you know how we latch on to a child that we want to protect.
Yes, you do. You do.
No, I didn't
Yeah.
know.
Yes.
Good.
No.
Don't lie.
I didn't want to do this while we were there because we were having to deal with the tournaments. But now that we're back, I would like to take a moment with this, and I want all of you to be here just in case something happens when I do. And I pull out the stone, out of my jacket pocket.
Oh, you're equipping the flare. Are you going to tune to the flare crystal?
Mm-hmm. But I wanted to make sure everyone was here to see me do it, just in case something happens.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Run me by what all this does again. Animals hate him. You're fireproof, basically, and several other small things, but it's cursed.
The curse is that animals hate me. But being that the nature of this particular item, I mean, they can already track us. Those hags, they know us. They can track us at this point. I don't feel like keeping this unused is going to change that. So I would like to get to know it a bit better, and I just wanted you all to be here just in case.
You're crazy is what you are.
So, if you end up turning into a monster right before our very eyes, we slay you before you do, correct?
Yeah, I mean, if you couldn't turn me back, then sure.
Alright. Slay, then try to turn you back. Got it.
And I think at this point we're all a bit crazy, but yes, I am. But just keep an eye on me while I do this. I have to delve into this thing to try to link with it.
Okay. Cyrus. I mean, Marcus. Wrong sus.
Us, not... wow, my A is us, so...
Mhm.
Never mind. English is weird.
As you take the time to attune to this, and everyone's just taking a moment to breathe and just chill in the room.
Just chill as he attunes to the curse thing.
Yeah. You get attuned to it, and for a second, you just feel your body seem to warm up all at once as the link is set. And as soon as you do, the flare crystal goes from being just a red stone to glowing bright and feeling warm in your hand. And as it does, Amarok, I need you to roll initiative.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
I honestly thought about it, like, well, I'm like, half animal? How's this gonna work?
So, as it happens, something that just makes your skin crawl a bit just kind of goes off in your mind. As the animal has a natural fears of things where it just knows something's wrong. This is setting off them little senses in your mind. And as it looks in your mind, that crystal represents fire itself. So to animals, that thing is just wrong. It's something to be feared. And now Marcus embodies that.
So we're just building like a little system of who all's uncomfortable with who here.
It's, you know Marcus well enough to be you're comfortable around him, but just if you weren't if you weren't really paying attention, it may slip up on you. I'm just like, something don't feel right. Oh wait.
It's like your gut's telling you, like, no, just something is wrong. Like your fight or flight kicking in with no reason, like on the verge of a panic attack without a cause.
Great. I'm stressing Amarok out just by passively existing now.
Yeah. They have that moment, but then you calm down and you don't really feel it anymore, but you kind of get in your mind, oh, that makes sense. And, Mark, so you attune to it. It feels mostly like other magic items, but this thing definitely is something. It's definitely different than what you're used to. Another weird side effect is instantly you feel a tinge right on your shoulder. In a spot in particular, it gets real itchy and just feels a little irritated.
Which shoulder?
I can't remember which one it is, but it's still. I think
If
you
it's
know
the
what
one
I'm talking about.
If it's the one I think it is, it's the left.
Okay, it's you left. I thought that's right.
All right. I feel fine. A bit warm, but fine. Luckily, I don't have to worry about animals hitting me because Ornick is mechanical, so... Well, do I look fine? Do like a spin around?
I mean, you asking if you look different, or?
Yeah, well, yes. Do I look different?
I don't see any difference.
All right.
Amrock is staring uncomfortably hard.
And Rocker's just something about you. I don't like
There's something different.
You cut your hair.
Well, if that's done, let's go meet this person. And DM, does that feeling in my arm just not go away?
It lingers for a little longer than it should. Like, you kind of get used to it, but there's kind of a constant itch there.
Grand. Well, yeah, let's go meet this person then.
Jumping straight into this then?
I mean, we might as well, unless you want to take a moment.
No, we might as well get it over with.
I just realized something. So, it was... Well, this is also me talking above table. It was the guard that was like the shadow coin holder, right?
Yeah.
The sketchy guard?
Yeah, Balthus.
Okay. Would I know me above table would piece together, like, he saw the thing. Like, he saw this artifact. And he's part of this shadow guild.
He didn't see it. It was in my dimension pocket.
We were talking about it in front of him and Rawl.
Yeah, we talked about it, but he didn't see it. We were talking about it, though.
Oh, I thought Rawl had it in his hand at one point.
Yeah, when he was figuring out what it was.
Yeah.
Was he in the room? Was he in the room then?
Yeah, Balthus does know about it.
Oh, well, okay. Well, there's that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, but Cyrus did not see the interactions. But I'm asking, would Cyrus suspect that guard? I'm not trusting him being in the same room when we discussed this artifact. To warn Marcus about that.
I mean, all of you kind of collectively had a sketch vibe about him.
Okay. So it's obvious that the Shadow Guild knows about this artifact.
If you think he was astute enough, then pick up on it, yeah.
I'd say that I wouldn't trust him and just kind of pick the pieces together. Be like, okay, I don't trust him. He's Shadow Coin member. He was there. Yeah, so I guess I would. I just didn't see any interaction. So that's why I was asking for like DM's discretion on that one.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, yeah.
Well, do you tell Marcus that, or?
Yeah, okay. Cyrus will just kind of pipe and be like, well, I'll definitely keep that close in hand. Because we did have a Shadow Coin member in the middle of our discussions about an artifact.
Well, what this really means is that for a change, I get to take some heat off of the rest of you, considering that generally, those three draw a lot of it.
Just make sure to keep it in one of your dimension pockets.
Oh, I will. I mean, but we could deal with the Shadow Hand, but we were going to see Rawls on tap, potentially, because we don't trust the Shadow Hand anyway.
The price we're paying to the Shadow Guild is extremely high.
That's why we agreed that talking to Rawls contact would be the better option, because, I mean, if any guild was going to have sway, I'd rather a guild that we already know and are involved with have sway over that particular fortress if we were going to give it to anyone.
Actually, yeah, we had a discussion on that about, which this was like 2 weeks ago for us, about which we wanted to go for. I don't remember if we decided to meet with the person to hear their price or what they're offering first.
Oh, y'all still have no idea who Rawls' contact is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what I was saying is, like, did we even schedule anything yet?
I think we agreed to meet with the Candyman to talk, but we're gonna deny him. Okay? But I personally want to know who this is because of their connections with the chained birds.
Aha, so we're getting intel. That's mostly our
Yeah.
aim. Okay.
Yeah, we are going with Rawl, but we need intel because this Candyman is connected to someone who we were also pursuing.
Okay, just wanted to clear that up.
But we do have to be extra careful now, that we have to be very choosy of our words there. This Candyman is part of an underground organization. We've dealt with people like this, but we're meeting in a more neutral territory because we want to meet with them at a place in the middle rather than on their turf.
Also, we have a giant friend in that area, don't we?
We do.
Do we really want to drag him into more trouble?
That's the thing. I don't really want to. We've drug him into trouble already. I mean, with these werewolf hunters.
But then again, we are also, to save our own backs, we are jumping into the Shadow Guild. Even though it is neutral territory, I feel as though it's not exactly neutral.
Then I say that we pull what we did last. We let our friend know that we're going to be in the area. He decides what he wants to do with that information. Just like last.
Yeah.
Or we can go ahead and bring some of the Alchemist Guild's guards with us instead of dragging a whole neutral party into this. Bring someone we're already associated with.
Did you have anyone particular on the guard that you wanted to bring? I mean, you know the guild.
Honestly, I'm terrified to bring any of them into this.
I mean, this shadow figure, we didn't even know what we thought was part of the guild, and he was a coin holder for the shadow.
I don't think he's part or was masquerading as part of the Alchemist Guild. I think that was a recent development where he'd get in with us.
Well, either way, whoever we bring with us is going to be in danger. Whoever we let know about this and potentially come rushing to our aid if this goes bad will be in danger.
You're right. So that's the point I'm trying to make. Why are we going to drag a neutral party into this, even if they do like us? when we can have men that already have agreed to be a part of this? Their contract and pay, their job.
Well, if we go with that route, they stay out of it until, stay hidden, stay out of it until we need help.
Hidden in plain sight, though.
Of course, he did say to come alone. Okay?
Right.
I'm assuming they're going to be watching us. No matter if
The
we
last
tell
person's
him or bring men ourselves, they're going to know about it. And we're going to be breaking the contract.
That's why I say hidden in plain sight.
blending in, because you do remember the last person who told us to go somewhere alone.
I'm aware.
Well, no. What I'm saying is in plain sight, as in we don't take them with us, but a decent enough distance to where we could sound an alarm and they come rushing.
Put them in civilian clothes, have them blend into crowds.
No, not even that. We can openly state that we have guards. We're not breaking contract. We're going to the meetup alone. But if they try anything funny, we have backup. No breach of contract. We're openly stating that we have people. They know we're going to bring people anyways, in certain distance away. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Well, I'm up for bringing guards, but I guess we don't know who's part of the shadow organization, so even if we try to hide people, they would potentially know. So
that's why I say don't hide them at all.
Then we need to talk to Rawl to get some guards. Then. And tell him our plan, because we want to go with Rawl contact, but we need information from this Candyman and need to know who this Candyman is.
I don't even think that they need to know who we're going with. Information that needs to be known should stay as such.
Also, just real quick, talking about something rather important. I hit a button on the side of my goggles and cast See Invisible and look around.
Let me look up See Invisibility real quick for... Because first off, you do see that the floor is covered in ruins from the teleportation circle. I never deal with See Invisibility, so let's see.
I guess.
Okay.
Oh, did you find it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I'll just make sure one detail on it. Nothing is coming up as invisible to you in the room.
Okay. We're clear to keep continuing this conversation.
And
Well, except one thing. As you look at the room itself, but then you look up in the rafters, and you actually see Kiara sitting up there, invisible.
I give her a wave.
Now he's
Hold
waving
a finger.
crazy. The stone has drove him mad. He's waving at nothing.
Well, we are not being spied on by unfriendly eyes.
above table, I am going to clarify that Cyrus is talking about being up front and hiding information and not trying to be deceptive, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we tell them that we have guards. We hear them out, and yeah, we won't be deceptive, but hold information.
Yeah, and we don't even have to tell them that we have guards. They will know. But if we keep them at a distance, be like, hey, we're going to have our meeting. Stay here in case something goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And that way it's not like, hey, we're hiding anything from you, because the Shadow Guild will probably already know. We don't have to say anything. And if they don't, then there's no problem then either way.
No.
Around this point, Rawl actually just sticks his head in the door like, y'all haven't left yet?
We were having
Over an hour.
Oh, we were having a conversation, but it's good that you're here. We actually needed to ask you a question.
And that is?
We were going to do a bit of business in town, and we were wondering if you could have some guards come with us.
Are you talking about when you meet the Shadow Guild?
Yeah, but have them keep their distance, but not hiding. Just keep their distance.
Look, to be blunt, I know the Candyman fairly well. He's someone who doesn't resort to violence unless someone pushes him there. If that's what you're worried about. And he knows if something happens to you, it's going to reflect very poorly on our relationship, so I doubt he's going to do anything to openly antagonize you, okay?
Okay, I hear you. Like, maybe 1 or 2 guards, then.
Let's just assume that everything's going to go exactly as planned, and we're not going to need them. No sense in stepping on toes when we don't have to.
First time for that, right, Amarok, huh?
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
We already knew, and I'm saying this to the group. So we already knew that Raw knew the Candyman, right?
Nope, that is information.
Mm-hmm.
We did
that
not
we just got?
Yep.
Yeah, we just got that information.
Yep.
Okay, never mind then.
Yep.
Also, Loon at this point, kind of like everything that you guys have been saying this whole time is kind of news to her, because when you were talking about it before, she was kind of reeling stuff. Like y'all were just having casual conversation, and Maddie, Luna, and Sai were just like having their breakdowns. So this is all new information to both of them.
Yeah.
That is if Maddie's paying attention. I don't know if she is.
Hardly.
Yeah. Well, as all y'all are kind of looking at Raw, is like, I can tell by that reaction you imagine I didn't mention that. Well, I figured it was an assumption. Yes, all us guild masters know each other to a degree or so, and I'm pretty sure all of them are aware that Shadow Guild exists. It just is there, and the reason it isn't there is his whole business is information, and he has enough to make everybody look bad in this town.
So he's blackmail. He has blackmail potentially.
Yes, so shouldn't nothing should happen physically, but more than likely he will have some kind of information that's very pressing. He has a way of getting it.
Well,
but don't mistake it. He does have a lot of power and influence, just he himself doesn't like to resort to violence.
Important distinction there.
Well,
right.
Hopefully, this would mean that we can have a conversation with someone that doesn't immediately end up with us having someone else pursuing us.
Right. I just was hoping that was clear. I wouldn't have let Balthus come along if I thought he had bad intentions for you. I genuinely think if he worked out a deal with you, he would try and make it to both of your benefits. Because as far as I know, I've never heard of anyone having a bad business deal with him. I mean, I've gone through information before, and he's been perfectly reasonable with me.
So then, my question is this: who do you put more stock in? This other person you were going to introduce us to, or this Candyman?
I was about to say, obviously, if Candyman, there's the whole what happens to the Briar Patch after that fort. Obviously, he stands to gain a lot from it, and I imagine that he has a pretty good offer to give to y'all if that's what he's wanting to get. With my contact, it would be it'll be a pretty immediate way to get the a pretty immediate way to get it, but he's going to have his own request of you, and just getting to him will be another matter in general, because his lair is very deep into the forest. And the only other option you really have is trying to negotiate with the Platinum Vault directly for the information. Everyone's going to have their price, and all of it's going to be costly. So it's just weighing what you want to do. I was about to say with my personal contact, I know I recommended him, but just because y'all didn't seem like y'all wanted to work with them, and frankly, like I said, I haven't had any negative experiences when it comes to me and Candyman personally, but I'm not really jumping at the bit to give him a lot of extra influence and power.
Well then, knowing all this, we should still talk to this person. If you think that no harm will come to us, we talk to them, see what they have to say, and then go from there. I mean, we still want to know who this person is.
I guarantee you their identity is going to still be a secret regardless of what they appear as.
That's ominous.
I was about to say, runs the Shadow Guild. No one knows his real identity here.
Yeah, we're just doing business. Seeing what prices we can get. I'm sure the Candyman will understand.
He's a businessman, so you would hope. Anyways, you technically have a guard as he slams open the door, and you see from behind the door Nick was laying against the wall and just goes, ugh. Oh, hey, are they ready to go meet the guy?
Perfect.
So I love this situation. We're being escorted by a guy we don't trust to another guy we don't trust.
Yes, after your whole fiasco, Candyman wanted someone to keep an eye on you to make sure you don't get yourselves in another mess. Meet Nick.
Which fiasco?
Our guard. He is, well, our guard. Not our bodyguard, he's our guard.
Question. After which fiasco? We've had a few.
In particular, the whole, two of you transformed in front of an entire crowd of people at an arena.
Oh,
3.
that one. Okay, gotcha.
3 of them, actually.
Huh. So the...
Yes, Maddie, too.
Well then.
That is when Candyman took his interest in you. He was in attendance, it seems.
Well, don't have to worry about me and Maddie anymore, because that's gone now.
Hopefully he wasn't counting on that, because he's going to be sorely disappointed.
Rawls just shrugs. Let's just say he's a curious cat. With a lot of lives.
So
Cyrus.
above table. So above table, is Nick the sleepy guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to piece that together. Like I said, I'm bad with names.
Well then, if everyone is ready, do we want to go and meet this Candyman?
I guess it is sort of boring just sitting here.
Well then, Nick?
Sorry, what was that?
I said sure or whatever. Like, that's exactly what Luna would say at the moment.
Well then, Nick, lead the way.
Mm-hmm. Nick's like, can do. as he forces his way off the ground, and he just starts staggering his way out. And shortly after, you hear him start snoring.
This is gonna be a long one, isn't it?
He's still moving.
Oh, dang, well, that's weird. I'll have Ornick fly above us when we get outside, just to keep an aerial lookout.
Okay. All right. And it takes Nick a while, but he constantly keeps moving the entire time, except for occasionally he'll go, and he'll kind of shake his head, look around a bit, then he'll go back to walking.
I'd say
I'll just pick up the gravel and start flicking it at him when he dodges off from a respectable distance where I'm not going to get shanked.
You do. One hits him, it's like, and he goes back to walking. The next one you throw, he sidesteps as it comes at him.
I will throw a handful at a time. I will bird shot this thing.
He just like ultra instinct and like dodges like every little bit, just like vibrates in place.
As you do, and he gets pelted again, he stops. He turns, all three eyes open, and he's like, "You want to go or not?"
Good, you're finally awake. Let's continue.
All three eyes shut, and he turns back around.
Good, we got that ability out of the way now.
You assume he can do it once.
Oh, I'm willing to throw more rocks.
Please don't.
Considering that the reason you beat this guy is that you threw him out of an arena, I don't want to know what this guy can actually do.
Remember, I know what he is. Don't do it.
Okay, so, eventually making your way through through the area for a bit, you eventually get to another warehouse. As he gets up to the door, he just leans forward, just bumps against it. He's like, as he straightens himself, slaps his face a few times, and knocks on the door. Just after a few knocks, the door opens quietly as it can, and Nick just holds a hand out to you. After you guys.
Oh, gentlemen. And Cyrus will walk in.
Mm-hmm.
I want to look around. Does it look like there's any like holes that would allow entrance into the building? Just from where I'm standing.
Make a perception check.
Ten.
Okay, 10. You don't really see any obvious entrances aside from this door.
No, then I'll call Ornick back down to me and land on my shoulder.
Okay. As Ornick comes in, all of you go inside, and it's fairly well lit warehouse actually. As you see, some fresh candles have been lit into place. Kind of keep it lit. You can see occasional shadowy figures strewn about. In particular, Nick shuts the door behind, then he just back hits the wall and slides down until he's sitting on the ground. Y'all have a good time with him.
Have a good nap.
Uh,
He's a nice fellow.
DM, I have a question. How long did it take us to get here?
It took you about 10 minutes, not too long.
Oh, so my See Invisible is still up. Do I see anything inside of here?
Yes. So, you do see a few shadowy figures, but in particular, you see one that's completely invisible. as you see one figure that's completely invisible hanging from the ceiling. Like, over one of the rafters, he's got his legs wrapped around and it's just dangling there.
I try not to make it seem like I've seen them, just like I'm looking around this room, this space, and just look forward.
Okay.
Do I see any weapons on this individual who's hanging up there, though?
You can hardly see. It is a cloaked figure, but you do see a short sword strapped to their side. And as you look forward into the room, what y'all see is 5 chairs sitting out for everybody. And across the way, you see a desk, an individual sitting at the desk, and a woman standing next to him. As he kind of leans forward into the candlelight, and you see a tiefling's face. As you see a bright smiling individual with green skin. Green skin, kind of spiraled horns, off in each direction. He has a decent bit of rings on each hand, and is wearing these nice silver robes. And he's just like, I have heard so much about each one of you. It's good to see you.
Hopefully good things, of course.
Oh, depends on your moral standing, I guess.
So good, I guess.
I personally am a fan of all of you. And I've heard many good things. Isn't that right? As you just hear, well, yes, I took quite a liking to all of them. Especially the girls. As you see the woman step into the fire, and you see a woman y'all have actually seen before. As you see an older woman with long brown hair with silver streaks in it. You see she's... Wait, what?
Is this the one we met at the bar?
Yep.
Yeah.
And see, instead of her normal traveler clothes, she kind of rougher looking clothes she had on before. She's wearing a nice purple dress this time, but still has her crossbow sitting at her sitting on a holster at her side. As you see Silva there, she's like, "Hey girls, I'm glad y'all made it out of that hellhole all right." And I mean the bar. I don't know what else y'all have done up to this point, really. Just heard rumors.
I just stare at her without saying anything. Like, completely just dead face.
It's been rough since.
Yeah, which hellhole in particular? I know you mentioned the bar, but it's been kind of rough for them since.
This hellhole called life.
I was talking about the bar. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I hated it there. Not my worst assignment, but it was quite annoying.
Seems you're doing well.
I've been well, Cyrus. Thank you.
That's good to hear.
Mm-hmm. I completely forgot the voice I was going to do for him, but he's like... Anyway, I am very happy that all of you decided to join me here. I was worried Balthus said y'all might have taken a separate offer. That's just a shame. I mean, I want to spend more time with you, get to know y'all more. Because all of you seem to have such interesting stories to tell.
I definitely don't want to get your hopes up just yet. We are here for business and kind of looking at our options. I just want to be
cool.
upfront.
Sounds good. And to let you know, took my feelings into consideration. Balthus isn't here because I heard you hate him. He puts up air quotes.
Why would he think that?
I don't feel like
Oh,
we've
he is
given
a
him
bit
that
of an
impression at all.
He is a bit of an abrasive douche is the word for it.
I just personally feel like he's being oversensitive. I don't imagine we gave the impression advised.
I might have threatened him. I don't know.
But
It's hard to tell.
we threaten everyone.
Oh, I was told it was Amarok that said he hated that guy.
Oh, I can see that one.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Everyone.
Well, I do apologize. He may be my coin holder. It's just for the fact he's good at his job. I definitely don't use him for his social skills.
That's fair. Everyone has their skills.
Exactly. See, he's just a brute. He's good at beating people up and getting information out and all that. So I don't really use him often. So he happened to be a free agent at the time. Old Silva here, she wanted to do the job, but she was a bit busy, and y'all met her before, so I thought there could be some conflicting interests, so he seemed like a good neutral party to really observe and get an idea. What's going on with your little fun group here?
And on the upside, he did get paid.
Oh, I'm sure he had a gambling problem before he even got there.
Well, you know quite a bit about us from things you've heard. And you know very little about you other than the couple of tales that get around about your name.
Oh, I'd be very bad at my job if I didn't know anything about you people, especially the nice people of interest that you are.
So, your coin holder did mention that you potentially had a job for us.
I do.
But what would the nature of this job be?
Oh, it's just simply you're going to Shade Grove Forest anyways. You're going to have to go through a briar patch eventually, unless you want to just go through the godforsaken hellhole that is going through any direction of it. So normally the most direct route is just to go through the center, but, well, that's guarded by hags and their followers. And even if you do, where would you go? Where would you go when you're there? Do you want to sleep there every night? It's a dangerous place. You need some kind of base. So what I'm proposing is you take this base. We would give aid, of course. You let us get control of it. In return, you'll always have a home there, a room, and support and supplies for your little expedition into that, quite literally, shady forest. Because even if you take the fort by yourself, what's stopping them from just taking it back when you're not there? So there's plenty of opposing forces that want to take it back. There's the Blood Pact, there's whatever them massive amount of bears are. The trolls could get a little wanderlust going on, and next thing you know, they take another fort and build another temple to whatever deity they're worshiping out there.
Well, it seems to me the whole forest is an ingredients gold mine. I think the Alchemist Guild would be mighty keen on keeping it, seeing as how they, make their living off of those ingredients. Plus the trade coming through, be a nice little bonus.
Not to mention, sure, being supplied by you while we were traveling out there in the woods would be nice, but we don't plan on spending every day out there in the woods. You're getting a sizable trade route out there if we go out there and clear it for
you. Oh, you want me to sweeten the pot a bit, do you?
Well, we are in a business meeting.
Mm-hmm. Well, darn, I thought I was doing you a pretty solid deal. Oh,
Don't get us wrong,
May I
you
have to go?
are, but we do have a bidding war on our hands, I guess.
oh, that is right. There is plenty of individuals that want your attention right now. I have learned that recently.
Mhm.
Now, will be a good starter. Well, also, I apologize to poke a little hole in your plan, but the Alchemist Guild isn't really renowned for their warriors. They just, bunch of Poindexters in their labs mess with their test tubes, but there is some there is some merit in that. I'll have to talk to my old buddy, see if he want to get in a business transaction deal with me. In case I get lucky and get some of them fancy flowers from the Feywild.
So you're sort of suggesting that maybe cut the Alchemist Guild a deal and provide them with more materials? Your people do the dirty work of getting the materials?
I didn't say all that. Me and Raw will have to talk about that ourselves, but I'll definitely try and work Raw in, because personally, I like Raw. Honestly, out of all the guild leaders in this town, I hate probably all of them except him. Honestly, they're pretty terrible people. They're not fun to talk to, they ain't fun to be with, they don't got too many interesting secrets about them. And when I tried to talk like maybe I'll just slip some information out there, usually they fold like a stack of pancakes, but old Raw, he just told me to do it. I admired him ever since then. As not that I like resorting to him, that is a hard fellow to blackmail.
Yeah. He seems, well, I haven't really met any of the other guild leaders, so I don't really have a good, a judge in comparison to the others.
He does have a presence about him, I'll give him that.
Oh, they're all something or another, that's for certain. Bunch of pompous people just normally caring about business. Now Raw's just at the point he is because he's good at what he does. And he's an adventurer, so, I mean, interesting person to talk to. Along with some other checker details, but that ain't for me to say.
Is there anything...
Now... Oh, wait. Go ahead, Tyrus.
Oh, I'm just gonna ask anyone else if they had anything they wanted to add.
Not to him.
Okay. But I was mostly doing that to break the silence, so...
Well, the thing is, you would supply us with things while we were out there in this particular forest, but what about once the job is done? We're no longer traveling out in the forest. Would those supplies dry up?
Quite a clever one, aren't you? But that is fair, Dr. Marcus Locke.
You got a doctor?
Not a medical one, but yeah.
Yeah. Right. Doctor all the same. You earned that through plenty of years of study. Now, let's see. I believe we can work out a deal where you at least get supplies when you're in the fort. There's obviously going to be a limit to it, but we can work something out, just some basic traveling supplies. And like I said, you're still going to have a room there when after all's said and done. So I'd like to think y'all's personal little allies of the guild.
And would this potentially allow us to get information at a discount?
A discount I can do. I'm glad you're not overstepping your boundaries there.
No,
Yes.
I wouldn't ask. You are a businessman. I wouldn't ask for anything for free.
Hmm. All right. Well, if that is the case, I'll make it a little fun. As he Silva, if you please, and Silva pulls out some files from the desk and hands it to him. It's like, in particular, I have 3 very important bits of information that all pertain to your little party here. I'd say, how about, would you want to get one of them for taking a forward, or what? Or have I gotten your interest yet?
What kind of information do you have?
Oh, it's quite important, I assure you.
No, I have no doubt. Why else would you have it? Why else would you think you could barter with it?
Huh?
Well, that's the thing is, without knowing the price ourselves, it's kind of hard to make a deal on that, depending on what information it is. But we also cannot expect you to give out that information to tell us the price. So, kind of in a hold here.
Can we maybe get this? You can't, naturally you wouldn't be able to get information, but could you tell us who the information pertained to out of our group?
That is fair. Okay. So, let's see. First bit of information actually applies to someone that used to travel with you. Second bit of information pertains to the twins, and a third that pertains to you, Mr. Mr. Doctor.
Me? Well, that is intriguing. Information on me.
Oh, it is quite juicy indeed, if I do say so myself. Weirdly, the other two are kind of in the same vein, which is... oh, that makes it even more interesting to me.
Do you mean Harper?
That would be interesting if I could just tell you.
Thank you.
Well then, also, while we're here, how much do you normally charge for information? If this goes well and we want to talk to you later, after the job is done, you are a broker.
Generally depends on how interesting and how hard to obtain it is. All 3 of these were actually pretty hard to obtain. Well, except yours, Marcus.
I do have another
so,
proposition, though.
Oh, go ahead, Mr. Mystery Man.
So, how much profit would you get off of this fort if we got it to you, or if we gave it to you?
Oh boy. Oh, that's hard to say because it would be a bit of a gamble, and it'd also be me setting it up because I have my own interest in it, just keeping my flow of information going from each side of the continent to the other, and obviously I work with some interested parties, so hard to say. But just returning communication, not through the Messengers Guild from one point of the continent to another, and travel, that's priceless, ain't it?
Right. So what about an investment opportunity for us? If we do this job for you, we get a tiny share.
You keep the lion's share, and we should slice what's going on.
Sort of like we're investing our time, and I'd say our muscle, into getting this fort for you, that deserve, a sliver.
He just kind of looks over. Silva, could you give me the file on our mystery man? As she pulls another one out and hands it to him, and he flips through it and looks at Cyrus. Just as I was suspecting. All right, that lines up. You're just as smart as I thought you'd be. Stands back. That's a good deal. That really is a good deal. It'll work good in your favor. But a paper trail between us, though, that puts quite a risk to you. So that really shows the kind of person you can be. I respect it. Now, tell you what, because I like you, how about I'll give you all 3 of these pieces of information if y'all just take the fort, and I keep my gold to myself. Anything else would come at a discount.
And
I'll put you in the friends and family bundle.
Cyrus just kind of like looks over to like the rest of the group. You're like, but if we do have normal cash flow, then we can afford the discount price eventually.
Also, though it is fun traveling around, we have to think about our future. Getting involved with a business deal would be better, and the information, if you were willing to sell it, we could purchase from you, but
And I'm sure we could figure out a whole middleman situation where they receive the paper trail from you to them, and then they deliver it to us. And of course, they would probably get a share as well, but it's safer.
you would definitely make it out with the lion's share of this. We just want a piece. Percentage.
Both of them look at each other, and Silva, you see, is actually currently writing stuff down, and Candyman's like, my word. Y'all ain't the run of the mill, I'll give you that. I didn't expect you to be, but y'all surprised me at every turn. Usually, a normal man, given instant gratification, they'll just go for it like a dog seeing a big juicy steak. Don't see the long game. Oh, I definitely respect it. Rawl shows him some good ones. Or, should I say David Frisk when he brought you all together. But, it's fair. All this info wouldn't come cheap, but yes, we could work out a deal then. So, for a percentage of all the gold that comes through that fort, that's what you want.
It helps us in the long run.
We might have to talk this over to be in full agreement, because we are kind of making this deal together. It wouldn't be fair if Marcus and I said yes or no.
Yeah, this is a group decision. Between us.
Alright. I guess I better play him a trump card then.
Oh,
Marcus, you've earned the right to... Wait, what?
I said, oh, please do.
Dr. Marcus, you just earned a right to get your information for free. You should be happy.
Mighty kind.
It's not information about you, actually. You had a pretty clean record. Just a good, bright college kid with a huge future in front of him. Good family, a little mysterious background at times, but good family. That does regard them in particular, which is the unfortunate part. Let's see here. I intercepted this letter that came for you a little bit ago, but we made sure things weren't going to immediately happen once this letter was received, as we worked up some things in the background. But in particular, the letter reads as this. Rebecca Locke, located at, and he reads off an address. Also, Derek Locke and his wife, located at, and reads off an address. Dr. Marcus Locke, please meet us at this meet us at this time or we'll be forced to pay a visit to these addresses. Signed, the Clangless.
Why are you involved with the Mafia?
Marcus kind of sits in his chair and he brings his face into his hands a bit. Demeanor kind of shifts. So, what are you saying? Someone's threatening my family.
Oh, the Clangless in particular. Marcus, you're really bright, and I have a lot of respect for you, but when you're having a shootout with another gang, it's good not to leave anyone left alive, especially a leader that got a good look at your face. Apparently that Crane individual ended up through wounds, lost his left arm. Now he's really hell-bent on finding the one of the few humans from your area that actually carries a gun. And eventually put the pieces together.
Crane. So, that brings up to another interesting point. Crane. Well, you've given me something to definitely think about.
Mm-hmm. And because the Clangless are in this under just grander illusion that I would want to work with them, I have no clue why they think themselves that highly. But I convinced them that you weren't able to receive the letter at the time, and I'd get them to you at your convenience. So, as far as I know, you're still on the water plane. And I can convince them to not follow through with this.
There it is. So now you've got me.
As I said, it was my trump card. I didn't want to pull it. I was going to give you this information regardless. So I definitely don't want anything to happen to such a fine fellow's family. And I do mean that.
Insight on him.
Go ahead.
He doesn't care.
$23.
I'm rolling this off screen for reasons.
Yeah.
I got a 23.
He is an incredibly well-guarded individual. You are not too sure, but he seems genuine.
So, I've just got a bit of understanding now, but thank you for this. Question though, if I were to buy information off of you, could you tell me where this Crane fellow is?
Well, right now he's back at your home. Just don't know what he's doing, but I could find out for you.
Hello?
Much appreciated.
There you are.
Gotcha.
I think
I missed everything. Like, everything. My Discord didn't even show that y'all were in there.
Oh.
Marcus's family is potentially being held hostage.
Who?
Marcus's
Marcus.
family.
Hey,
Is that the first information we just found out?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, because, like I said, I missed everything. He was about to tell us the information, and that was it. Nothing else.
yeah, they're not held hostage, but they're aware of them.
They're being kept under watch by Crane, the
Not,
guy who I shot.
yeah, which, yeah, and also turns out that Crane apparently lost his arm from Marcus nat 20ing him, and he couldn't get it wound treated in time.
Nah, he wouldn't use it anyways.
He was a bow wielder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't need it.
Inferior weapon. But,
He also was that the arm he had the tattoo on?
oh, that's
you can get
interesting.
re-inked.
That's a good question.
Because not only would he have lost the ability to shoot his bow, he also lost his magical tattoo, if that's the case.
Yep. Okay. So he's like, well, Crane individual, this particular case, and now that I think about it, he's part of the alliance with the Chainbirds, so he should be in the Rogue States, actually. Well, that's a very convenient direction, isn't it?
Sure is.
Two birds, one stone. A hag?
So he's
And a
not
chamber.
in my hometown, but he has people watching my hometown, and he's in the Rogue State.
Exactly, which will be the clan list, so it's really dependent on him getting another gang to do that for him. So like I said, me being the immediate, what's the word for it? Me being the in-between and a lot smarter than these kids playing cops and robbers, I can keep everything disorganized enough to where nothing will happen, and the clan will just forget about all this, and it'll be fine. And by the time you pluck some wings, it just won't matter at all, and your family will just go on about like it was another perfect day for them.
I very much appreciate that, but at the same time, if you could get me information on exactly his location in the Rogue States, I would also appreciate that greatly. As Mark says that, like a smile does creep to his face a bit.
Okay. That can be done. If we make a deal.
You all know where I stand on this. I have to do something.
Understandable. Do you mind if we do take the day to get back to you?
That's perfectly understandable.
We do have a lot to discuss.
But, as long as it's a day, we can work out a deal where I can give you just other nice bits of information as well. But if not, I'll have to talk about pricing. But I was very happy to meet all of you, and I hope everything happened. And Marcus, I do apologize, but like I said, I do like you. I'm not going to let the fact that y'all are back here get to them, because they don't have the information skills we do. They won't know you're back unless I want them to.
I appreciate that.
Didn't mean for that to be taken as a threat either. I was just saying they shouldn't get that information. That was a misspoke on my part. Above table.
Okay.
And in character.
Because in character, I was definitely like, is he threatening me?
As soon as that came out, I'm like, oh, wait, shoot, that ain't right.
Well, I appreciate this talk, but yeah, we do have things to discuss. You'll hear back from us tomorrow.
Good. How about same time right here?
I don't think we have anything else planned.
Great, I'll bring lunch.
Ooh. Sweeten the pot a little.
Will that one be coming with us too? And I'll point up at the rafters where I know that person is.
You gotten sloppy. Come on now. As the person flips up onto the rafter you're staying on, then you just hear, didn't expect them to see invisibility. Apologize. And he's like, oh, you've encountered 3 out of my 5 coin holders, and you've already made me disappointed in 2 of them. And I am looking quite embarrassed right now.
Well, always looking to impress. Well,
I see it, Doctor. I see it.
well, we do have things to discuss. If you don't mind, we should go get a start on that.
Okay. All right then.
Good idea.
As he
Good idea.
as he stands up and he starts walking out of the shop, and as he does, he passes by you, Cyrus, and he whispers something in your ear that I will DM you now.
Okay.
Beware the Ides of March.
No.
Oh, that already passed.
Okay.
Okay.
Cyrus will just sort of like smile and like nod at him.
He smiles back, and Luna, with your passive insight, you see a very weird duality here as they pass by each other for a second, and him and Silva just walk out of the store into the light. And walk out of the warehouse.
Wouldn't we keep the invisible guy?
Hey, you look. Marcus looks back up, and the invisible guy is completely gone.
I'll look around just to see if we're completely alone for a moment.
It seems most people that were in this place have all left, except with the exception of Nick. And even as y'all look outside of the place, you see Silva and him have completely disappeared.
Are there like Marcus like looks around and he just shoots the wall?
As
Right.
Nick just oh, ow.
Taking his arm was too good for him. Looks like I'll have to put someone down in the future then.
Now, are all of you turning dark on me?
I just look at Marcus and go, with like just a completely dead voice, calm down, you're being emotional. And by the way, just to clarify, I am saying that completely ironically. Just like I don't actually mean it.
Oh no, I understand. But so, well, at least I know. Find out where he is very soon. Then I'll finish what I started. It was wrong of me to not pursue him. I understand that now.
You didn't think he was going to be stupid enough to test this.
Well, he won't get another chance. Then, like, Marcus will put his gun away, start walking back. He'll actually try to walk a little ahead of the group, and I'll glance at my arm, see if it doesn't. Because it felt how it felt before. I'll glance at my arm when I'm a walk ahead of the group a bit.
Okay. So do you actually take your armor off?
I just pull down, since it's right up on my shoulder, I just kind of pull down the sleeve a bit.
Yeah, I meant pull it where you can see it.
Yeah.
As you do, you see it's weird. It's red and irritated. You've never seen it like this before. It's always seemed kind of unchanged. It's normal.
Eczema.
Well, another thing to look into. I'll slide my armor back up and I'll just keep walking.
Okay. As Nick escorts all of you back, all of you got a lot on your mind, but all of you just exhausted from the planar travel and everything going on. You're happy just to be back in your own beds. But as you get to bed, sleep that night, Marcus, You wake up in the middle of the night with a sharp pain in your arm. As you find yourself grasping at it and pulling back your shirt, putting on your goggles at night, you see the mark on your arm glowing and just pulsating. And as it does, you feel your skin rip a bit. And as you look down, you see kind of bridge where the 2 points are sticking out. You see a new rune shows up there. The rune of an eye.
Oh.
And instantly, you're just like, what? But, I don't know, it's weird. You just start thinking now, and you just remember something real quick. Wait a minute. And with your goggles of night still on, you quickly pull out the journal and look. It's weird, but some of the book makes more sense to you now. And we'll wrap up there.
Oh.
All right. So, join us next week for another episode of The Torn Veil. And yeah, we'll see you all next time.
All right. Night, everybody.
Have a good night.
Bye. Sorry, what I'm doing.
Bye. Marcus is no longer the normal one.
Nope.
Yep.
I've joined you all.